Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms. If you think you have seen all, I'm here to tell you that you haven't. If you think you have seen craziness, I'm here to tell you you haven't seen the craziest things ever. So I'm here to actually show you the most craziest report that I have ever seen in Rise of Kingdoms. Starting right off the beginning, you're probably noticing the time. 1650 until 1752. That's over an hour of rally. Checking by this bar, you're noticing the reinforcements that went into the rally. Now, the one thing that we don't see is players leaving the rally, because in order to have a rally of this huge magnitude, players had to keep leaving the rally and refreshing their marching and joining back the rally. How is that possible, you're probably wondering. How can people do that? It's very simple. All they have to do, they have to be removed from the alliance. So once their march actually goes very low, or the rally reach the limit of the players that can actually reinforce, then you just simply remove players from the alliance and then you accept them back in the alliance. That way the weak march from the rally leaves the rally, and then once you join the alliance you can pretty much put in another fresh march. So that way the rally can keep going on and on and on, so you don't have to disband it. That's exactly how you can get a 1 hour rally. Otherwise the troops run out. There's only one player that can reinforce a rally at one time. It's not the same with a garrison. In a garrison, someone can put 5 marches if they want. So it's totally two different things. And I have to say that I'm very surprised about this rally, and I'm pretty sure that that's going to be jaw-dropping for you as well. Once we're going to go further down, and you're going to see how many counter rallies have been done, and we're going to discuss about that, because honestly a lot of them have been done very wrong. And I want to give a big shout out to V320 and AMG for this spectacular report, for actually putting up this resistance. This is an amazing report. You're already noticing by the power, minus 48.8 million and minus 42 million power. That's an insane amount of power drop. That's probably more than my troops power altogether. It's like losing all my troops in 1 hour. And here is the spectacular report. 5.7 million dead, 5.4 severely wounded, 4.4 dead, and 4 million severely wounded. Well, is no reason to actually check the severely wounded, even though the resources, sometimes it does hurt a lot of players, but the dead, they're dead and they never come back. And on top of that, the dead cannot complain about the rally. Or on the other side, the dead cannot complain about the garrison. Edward and Tomiris against Wuzitan and Saladin. Now personally, I have to say that I'm pretty surprised about this combination. Using Wuzitan and Saladin in Garrison, that's a very bold move. That's a very bold move, but on the same time, that's a lot of skill damage reduction. Personally, I would have not go with Tomiris, I would have gone with Edward and YSG. I would say that YSG packs a lot more benefits and a lot more bonuses for Edward. I think also the talent tree, it depends if it was an archer talent tree or a skill talent tree. But with Tomiris, I presume that probably archer talent tree would have been better, and with YSG, the skill talent tree would have been better. So, you know, there's two ways to go with Edward. I go with YSG when I rally with Edward, and it's always does great. I can never complain. If you look at the YSG has 100% archer attack, and they only used archers, because I did check this, and they only used archers to keep reinforcing the rally. YSG also has rage restoration and guarantee skill damage. Now if you look at the troops buff, she needs to stack this for the skill damage, and it goes up to 15 times. That's only 45% skill damage, while YSG gives you 50% just right off the bat. It gives you 100% archer attack and rage restoration, And when all this combined, Edward does some very nice nuking with 100% archer attack. So there you go, YSG, I believe that it's a much better pair for this type of rallies. This is when attacking cities, so it's not even working. If it would have worked to have a little bit more normal attack and, you know, decreasing the counter attack damage, but it just doesn't work. On the other hand, Wuzitian and Saladin, they seem to do very, very great against skill damage, because, I mean, Wuzitian has support, and on the same time it also has skill damage by 15%, and from Saladin you get another 30% with support and the Garrison talentries. But at some point, I do have to say this, at some point I believe that having so much skill damage stacks becomes overkill. And what does overkill means? Is meaning that any more skill damage that you stack on your garrison, on your commanders, is just count so little that you would rather have something else. This is what overkill means. It meaning that it doesn't matter how much skill damage reduction you have, at some point you can never reduce the skill damage to 0, and it just counts so little. So I do believe that Wuzitian and Saladin, they definitely done great in this situation, but probably Wuzitian with someone else could have done even better job. A lot of tests needs to be done. You know, this is a 1 hour rally. Also, if you change the commanders, things can be different, but congratulations to AMG. They actually done very great on this garrison, considering that the rally was 2.2 million. Now, how was the rally 2.2 million? That was because in the Lost Kingdom is the circles, and one of the circles, they grant you 10% more rally capacity. That's my only explanation. So even that the rally was on top of the garrison actually still done very, very good in this situation. If we check on the troops, they've put in wow. I mean, I hope it's not just the same guy, or is this a little bit bugged or not? Is this showing the correct? Because if this shows correct, I mean, they pretty much stacked that garrison with T5, which again, that makes a difference. That makes a difference, T4 versus T5. But they did stack the garrison with Cavs and Cavs counter archers. So that was a very, very good call on this situation, using Wuzitian and Saladin with only Cavs. So there you go. Very, very good. Yep. And some people put siege, apparently. Probably they run out of stuff. But yeah, mostly is Cavs, and they done very, very well on this situation. Now we're gonna go further down on this report, and we're gonna see the counter rallies. We're gonna see the solo marchers as well hitting the rallies. I'm gonna comment about that. But so far, personally, I'm very impressed. This is the highest numbers that I have seen so far in a rally. I have probably seen more dead, because people just didn't know how to literally defend. This was fairly equal on this situation. And you can tell by the slightly wounded, 73 million and 58 million, how many people actually kept reinforcing and reinforcing. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a huge and big rally. I enjoy and I really like this kind of rallies. I had some as well in my first KVK, and something in my second KVK, but nothing at this magnitude. And I really hope one day I will have one of these. I will have this one to put on my wall, frame it. My favorite, Julius Caesar and YSG. Someone is actually using Ming. It's actually using Julius Caesar and YSG. And if we check the troops buff, is a max skill Julius Caesar with a YSG. That was one of my favorite marchers using YSG, because Julius Caesar was very tanky. But once Attila Dagera comes out, it really doesn't have any more utilities. It's not becoming that useful. It's too many cabs on the battlefield, and Julius Caesar and YSG, they go with archers. You can see his troops over here. He definitely went with archers. So it's just too many cabs on the battlefield, and it's just not tanky enough. It just goes down, brings you a lot of severely wounded. I stopped using it when about Attila Takeda came out, but until then, this is a very good march. Ethelflaed and Constantine, again, this is a very good debuff march, a very, very good debuff, because you have the tankiness from Constantine, you have the debuff from Ethelflaed and the debuff from Constantine as well. And putting Ethelflaed first, Ethelflaed is 2 seconds, and Constantine is 5. So Ethelflaed debuffs attack, health, and defense by 30% for 2 seconds, and after that comes Constantine, 40 or 50%. I can check over here on the troops buff, 40% attack reduction for 5 seconds. So that's a very nice debuffing pair from Ming over there. Something that you want to keep in mind for future debuffing rallies. So it's done definitely great. Then we have a counter rally, and this is the first counter rally, Genghis and Double C. And this is why I want to say that people do a lot of mistakes with this counter rally, because you're only doing severely wounded to the rally. I mean, if players are so committed to actually take down your pass and they're reinforcing so hard, and they have marchers there sitting, doing a glass cannon type of counter rally, that's a no-go. I mean, even if you get reinforcements on this rally, and I don't think it did, you're still gonna go down really, really fast because they don't have no defense. If you wanna do a counter rally to a rally of this magnitude that is keep going on and on, you wanna do a debuff type of counter rally. So for example, this is one of the best examples, because if you rally with Ethelflaed, you get extra troops in the rally. So you're not just gonna demolish the troops that are trying to swarm you using Ethelflaed and Constantine, you're also very tanky, and you're also bringing even more troops to the rally. If I'm correct, that can be a 2.6 million rally with Ethelflaed and Constantine. Or if they have a circle, that can probably go even higher. But again, there is a lot by adding another 10% to the rally. On top of that, you're also punishing up to 5 enemies trying to swarm you, and trust me that Constantine will be very, very tanky. And you can do full infantry for that matter. You can do a full infantry rally with Ethelflaed and Constantine. Or you can do a Charles Martel, or you can do something that is very, very tanky and debuffing in the same way, or you can do Constantine and someone else. Plenty of possibilities, plenty of possibilities. I would even give it a try, but I'm not sure how well will that work. Ethelflaed and YSG, but again, not much result that I would expect from an Ethelflaed and YSG. Once the rally is being swarmed, the rally is also being debuffed a lot, so you need something that is tanky when you want to counter rally a rally. That's the best way. Using nuking or glass cannon type of counter rallies, it just doesn't work. They melt. And we're gonna go further down, and you're gonna see the difference when they do such a thing. Again, Genghis and YSG, oof, they definitely do a lot of severely wounded to the rally, but like I said, if they are committed and they keep reinforcing, this is not enough. This is not enough. You need to do something very, very tanky. And they have a Takeda, a level 54 Takeda with Julius Caesar going first, Takeda first and Julius Caesar second. That's pretty impressive. 5545 Takeda. Now, why wouldn't they do a Genghis Takeda, or this guy just max Takeda and just deciding Takeda? How about that? Further down, we see Genghis Ethelflaed. Again, they will probably keep trying to debuff the rally. That's one reason why probably the rally did a little bit not as great as they were expecting. Hermann and Kusunoki, again, Hermann silences and reduces the rage, probably for that reason. Mehmet and YSG, I don't highly advise this unless you want to rally a city. If you want to rally a city, then definitely Mehmet and YSG, it's a very good choice. Again, Ethelflaed and Constantine from Ming, very good option to actually debuff the rally. Then again, counter rally, Genghis, YSG, and probably melted again. Takeda and Ethelflaed, again, for the same purpose, they're just trying to debuff the rally. Genghis and Sansu, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. Mehmet and Scipio, 52,000 severely wounded. Oof, that definitely hurt. Julius Caesar, YSG, again, probably just trying to do some damage to the rally, and you're noticing the severely wounded differences. Here we have a Genghis Khan and YSG counter rally, didn't do so well. And here we have Alexander and YSG, and you're noticing the severely wounded differences. It's definitely a little bit equal, but they also disbanded the rally, because that's why it says over here remaining 850,000. He disbanded the rally. So Alexander and YG, they definitely survive for much longer. They're not very, very tanky. They're also kind of a glance cannon type of commanders. But this is some stuff that you want to send. You want to send infantry. You want to send something very, very tanky. Even though you're going against archers, if you want to actually send calves, like I said, you can send Saladin and Takeda. Then you have Julius Caesar and YSG again, hitting the rally. Oof, Mehmet and Double C, 56,000 severely wounded. Oh, that definitely hurt. Swarming rallies is not easy. And here we go. Alexander the Great and Charles Martel. They definitely took a lot of severely wounded. But if you check this report, which it was definitely swarmed, you will see that the people that swarmed definitely had a lot of severely wounded. So again, it's very hard to stop a rally with a counter rally if there is people there to swarm the incoming counter rally. That's very, very hard. This probably not gonna happen. So that's why you need to do something very, very tanky to actually punish those people and just fill up their hospital, waste their resources, and just hope that at some point they'll give up by wasting their resources. Mehmet and Scipio, oh, 77,000 severely wounded. Oof. Oh my god, Julius Caesar YSG. Julius Caesar and Charles Martel, that's definitely not a debuff type of rally or very tanky, but tanky can be. It definitely can be tanky, and I do hope that having a Charles Martel maxed, which obviously is maxed, he definitely punished the players that were swarming him. And we have a counter rally, Charles Martel and Julius Caesar. Well, here we go. This is a total different type of thing. And you're noticing severely wounded is way higher on the infantry because they have no skill damage. I mean, Julius Caesar 400 was that, does nothing. They have no skill damage. They're actually hitting archers where archers counter infantry. You know what I'm saying? But people definitely swarmed the rally. And you're noticing the remaining troops, 1.4 million. So at some point they definitely stopped swarming it because it was not going down. So the moment you put something very tanky in the front, like Charles Martel and Julius Caesar a second to actually support you with the tankiness, you know, things are changing a little bit. You see the differences and the results. Then we have Julius Caesar, Charles Martel again, which I'm not sure using Julius Caesar primary if it's still a good thing. Julius Caesar YSG, a lot of Julius Caesar Mehmeds, and that is it. So very, very crazy rally. I just wanted to do a review on this rally to actually tell you guys the good, the bad, and actually some advices about it. Probably they tried YSG because, like I mentioned at the beginning, I said that YSG would have done a much better job. Probably they tried it and it didn't do it. Probably they're not using the skill talent tree with YSG. They're using the archer tree. That's just my guess. I mean, that's just what I've tried. Or you probably can check some of my videos where I actually show some of my reports or some of my battle videos where we actually show some reports, and Edward YSG, they're just doing very, very well. Until next time, this is your boy Geroni signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one.